guys, welcome to the Splits Challenge week 1. Really excited that you're here, really excited to get more flexi with you. So this week all you have to do is stretch 4 times a week, and while you're doing so, just take a little selfie, post that on your story and tag us at the Shed Pulse so that we can see that you're stretching and we can encourage each other to keep stretching during the week. So today I'm going to give you some really basic stretches to do just to get you kick-started. But before I do that, I just want to go through what muscles we actually use while we're stretching our front split so that you can kind of have a bit of an understanding of what you want to be stretching when you go and search for your own stretches. So the main muscles that we use while we're stretching are, of course, our hip flexors. You're going to stand for me, which are these ones along here, and our hamstrings, which are these ones through here. But of course there are other muscles that we use while we're stretching, and I want to focus on these as well in our stretching routine, and they are the glutes and also the abdominals. I'm going to give you a couple of basic stretches to get into these, and you can do them this week or you can choose your own stretching routine, I don't mind. The stretches that I'm going to give you are dynamic this week, so that means that you want to be moving in the stretch. It's a really nice way to warm the muscle up and make sure that it's warm while you're stretching. And also it's probably the quickest and the fastest and the safest way, as long as you don't push too far out of your end range of movement, to get your splits. So I'm going to lie on my tummy, I'm going to stretch our abdominals, I'm going to squeeze all the muscles in my butt and my legs, my back and my tummy. Roll the shoulders back, and we're going to lift up, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. And we're just going to keep doing this for about 8 times. And each time I'm going to make sure I'm squeezing my butt, squeezing my back, my shoulders are rolling back, squeezing my tummy. And I want to make sure that there's tension through my tummy, but I'm going to go a little bit further every single time. And I'm going to feel this section here start to really open up. After I've done that about 8 times, I'm going to come up the top and I am going to hold it, but I'm going to make sure I roll my shoulders back. My hips want to go down into the floor. I'm squeezing through my abdominals, squeezing through my butt, squeezing through my legs, and I hold that for about 8 to 16 seconds and then release, and then do it again about 3 times. For your butt, we're going to come into a pretzel sit, sitting on your butt. Take one ankle over your knee, and then we want to push this one out. But what I want to do first is flex this foot really hard, and that will make sure that I have tension through my leg. And then I'm going to pulse my knee forward using my muscles, not my hands, 8 times. So I'm going to go 8, 7, 6, and I use my knee as a bit of a hinge here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to get my hands and I'm just going to push. So I can do that a couple of times on this side, and I can do that a couple of times on the other side as well. So for your hamstrings, there are so many ways to stretch your hamstrings. Let's go through a really, really basic stretch here. I tuck one foot in, my other foot, the knee is going straight up to the sky. I'm going to flex my foot to start with. This week, try to have tension through your legs. Either have your foot flexed or have it pointed. Trust me, the more you engage your muscles and the more you stretch them under tension, so when they're tight, the quicker your muscles will lengthen. And the safer it is as well, because that way you can't push yourself into anything too far because you've already got that tension under the muscle. So either flexed or pointed. I'm just gonna warm up the muscle a little bit. I've got my hips, so my legs slightly out, as you can see, my hips are facing you, but I wanna turn my hips to face my foot. And I'm gonna come down. When I find a comfortable spot, and I mean a comfortable spot, nothing too crazy just yet, I'm gonna hold this. I wanna do a little bit of static stretching here. I wanna make sure this muscle is really warm, but I do have the foot pointed, so it's not actually, so it's under tension. Once I feel like, yep, cool, I'm pushing my knee to the ground, my toes pointed, I'm gonna do some real gentle pulses. Very gentle, nothing too crazy, but you do wanna feel like with every little pulse, oh yeah, I'm getting a little bit lower, I'm getting a little bit lower. So I do this for maybe 16 times, and then I come down and I hold, squeezing as tightly as you can for 8 counts. So I go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, push the knee down, 3, 2, 1, and then I can release and have a little break, and then I can go again, pulsing, and then holding and squeezing. So my glute should be warm now. This is a little bit of a glute stretch as well. I'm going to tuck my back toe under. Surely you've done this in my class. I'm just going to make sure these hips are rolled over. So I'm going to place my hands on either side of my knees so I can make sure I pivot myself across. I've already got a stretch there. I'm really tight today, but from here I'm going to shoot my heel back. I want to keep the hip down. I want to straighten that leg as much as possible. Good. If you get any knee pain here, you need to squeeze your muscles more. And I'm talking about the quad here, squeezing the quad. So I do about 8 of these, and then here I hold my knee off the ground, but I'm trying to drive my hip down to the ground while my knee stays off. Same thing, so 8, hold. All right, well, hopefully that is enough for you for this week. Don't forget, after you've done your stretches, actually sit in your split, but I wouldn't actually do too many splits. I'd only do like 2 or 3 at the end of my stretch session to see how I'm going. Happy stretching!